everyone, Suzanne here with a deep stretch video for you. I'm going to work a lot on lower back and hamstrings because I'm kind of suffering from a hamstring sciatic nerve issues. So I'm going to use props, a strap, and blocks as well. So find yourself on your mat. We're going to go ahead and come all the way down onto our backs. So once you're on your backs, go ahead and draw your knees into your chest, kind of rocking side to side. Massage out along the spine and the muscles along the spine, your back. And then extend one leg straight out. Keep that other knee drawn in towards your chest. Try to keep it from going out to the side. Keep it midline, right in the center. Breathing in here, breathing out. And take that knee that was bent across that straightened leg. Don't worry about if that knee does not come all the way down. So we're just engaging in a twist here. Try to keep your shoulder up. In this case, it would be my right shoulder. My right leg is across and my right shoulder. I'm trying to bring it as close as I can to the mat. You can look out over that extended right arm or just keep it neutral, whatever you're feeling today. And then draw that knee back in and then switch sides. Keep that knee drawn in. Feel that deep inhale. Exhale out through the mouth. And take that knee across the body. You can extend your other arm out. Kind of twisting, cleansing out, detoxifying. All the benefits of a twist. And bring that knee back in. So again, bring both knees in towards your chest. Kind of rock side to side. We're going to set up for bridge pose. Bridge is really good for the lower back. So keep your gaze up towards the ceiling so there's no straining on the neck. Keep your knees bent about hip distance apart. And you can see if your fingertips can graze your heels. That's about a good alignment. So when you bring your hips up, put your weight more in your heels. Enough so you can even lift your toes. So you want to keep your quads engaged. Try to take out a little bit of the tension out of the glutes. So you're using your strong legs to hold you upright. You want to interlace your fingers, take them below, take them underneath, kind of rolling your shoulders a bit underneath. Lift up a little bit higher. Again, keep your gaze straight up towards the ceiling. 5 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly, if you had your hands interlaced, release that. Slowly bring one vertebrae at a time back down for a moment here. Breathe. Let your spine kind of reacclimate itself back. And then again, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give it a rock side to side. So if you're comfortable with this, you can start to like rock and roll yourself up to seated. So do this a few times. This feels good on your spine. And then when we come upright, find yourself in a comfortable seated position. I like to prop up my hips. Place a cushion, a pillow, something underneath. And finding yourself comfortably seated upright. So we'll do a few cat-cow seated. So if your knees are an issue at all, you can still do this cat-cow in a seated position. So hands gently somewhere on your knees, a little bit below anywhere you're comfortable. And then just bringing your elbows back, kind of bringing your chest and heart shining through. And then opposite of that, and I like to take my hands in another direction so I can bring my chin in towards my chest, belly button in towards spine. So just go back and forth with this, just like we do with cat-cow. Few more. Okay, back to center. So twists really help, especially if you've got some lower back issues or back issues at all. A gentle twist, so we don't want to force anything. So inhale, your arms up towards the ceiling, and then we'll take our left hand to right knee, and that right hand's going to come back behind. So keep tall in the spine. Don't worry about how far you twist. Just don't lose that integrity of that strong spine, supporting that core and back. And breathing here. Four, three, two, one. Back to center. Beautiful. Inhale back up. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Other side. Just think of all those benefits of the twisting, detoxifying, kind of bringing out, releasing. Three, two, one. Okay, back to center. For a moment, take your legs, straighten them out, bend the knees, shake it out, hands on the inside, behind the knees, anywhere you're feeling. And then if you had that one leg in, bring the opposite leg in, opening up the side of the body. You're going to take one hand down on the mat and bring that arm up close as you can over the ear. So we're going to use a little bit of buoyancy and fluidity in this. So feel like you're reaching and stretching something on the other side. Opening up sides of the body, the ribs, all the intercostal muscles, that space in between. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. And then come back up, place that hand down and inhale, take that other arm up overhead. And just feel that you're getting some fluidity, stiffness out, and opening up in breath. Nice. Come back up. So we're going to go ahead and come on to, I'm going to bring my blocks along for this. I'm going to a low lunge. We're going to keep one knee down on the ground. So if you need to pad out that mat, go ahead. Bring your right leg up in between, more to the right side of the mat. So I like to tuck my toes, give a bit of an arch stretch, making sure that knee is not going over the toes, but being comfortable with this. And just kind of breathing into this. So I have my block handy. on the right and left side, closer to my hips. I'm gonna open up on, again, the side of the body. So you can take your hand on your right hip or you can place it on the block. Inhale that left arm up overhead and then just reaching over, like you were reaching again for something. And come back up. So I'm gonna start to straighten that leg, kind of wiggle it a little bit forward. So keeping a bit of a bend in the legs as much as I need to, keeping those toes flexed, pulled back. Inhale here and exhale, I'm just gonna hinge forward. So hinge, hinge, hinge. I'm not gonna worry about reaching down. I'm not gonna fight anything, I'm just gonna breathe into it, into the back of my knees, back of the leg. Every exhale, releasing a little bit more. And then coming back up. So I'm going to take this right into pigeon pose. So heel toe that foot all the way to the right and gently come down onto that knee, keeping that foot flexed. Move the blocks out of the way. So that back leg, I take a peek at it, make sure it's as straight as can be, right back there behind. And I let my hips settle for a moment in this. If it's really raised, if your hips and your IT band, it's really raised, you're welcome to bring a block up underneath. It feels a little bit better. So you don't want to force anything, you want to work with where you're at. Inhale here and exhale, I'm going to hinge forward. So I feel a little bit of a release enough, even though that hip is raised up, I'm going to move the block to the side. Breathing into this. Big area, a lot of tightness and tension we tend to feel in the hips, IT band. Exhale, sigh it out. The longer you stay here, the more you're releasing. It'll just be for 3 more breaths. 2, 1. Beautiful. So let your weight fall onto that right side. And then you're going to swing that left leg. It's either going to come to your shin area, if you can take it across, either above the knee or below the knee, wherever you're at. Just bring your hands, interlace them so you bring that knee in towards the body. I'm going to extend my right arm up towards the ceiling, reaching and exhale as I wrap it around that knee and left hand back behind. So another twist, a little bit deeper. And I'll come back around in the other direction. And for a moment, straighten out the legs, shake it all out. I like to flat palm around inside of the knees, around the knees, anywhere I'm feeling I'm needing a little bit of extra attention and care. So we'll come on to the other side. I'm going to bring my blocks with me. This time the left leg is going to come back forward. One side might be completely different than the other, so you just want to honor that, how far you can go. This opening in the hips. Tuck the toes. You want an arch stretch too. So I'm going to open up on the right side. I'm going to take a block with me. Hand can be on the left hip. Wherever you're at, inhale. Right arm up, exhale, sway over. And come back up. So I'm going to go ahead and wiggle that leg a little bit straight. Keep a bend in my knee. For any tightness, honoring, flex the foot. Inhale here and exhale, hinge, hinge, hinge. So you just want to like imagine right here at your hip crease is a door hinge. I'm going to let those blocks comfortably travel to where I comfortably can feel this stretch and breathe into it. So anytime you're feeling you've gone too far, just back up. You want to connect with that rubber band tightness. You want to breathe into it. You want to breathe through it, let it go, but you don't want to feel pain or discomfort or gritting of your teeth, holding your breath. No, you want to keep breathing. Slowly come back up. I'm going to move the blocks to the side. I'm going to heel toe my foot to the right and gently come down onto that knee, keeping that foot flexed. That back leg, trying to make it as straight as I possibly can. And again, if this hip is raised, place a pillow or something underneath it. Don't worry about it. It's not coming all the way down. Just kind of meet your body where it's at today. Inhale here and exhale. You come forward, breathing into the biggest part of our bodies, the hips. Breathing out any tension, releasing and letting go. You might notice one side is a little bit easier than the other. So you just kind of feel more love and compassion for that side that's tighter, a little bit more holding on to, rather than frustrated. And breathe through. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring that hip all the way down, swing that back straightened leg over. Do you have that option to take it below that knee or on the upper part of the knee, as long as you have that knee in towards you. And I didn't say this on the other side. I mean, you can straighten out that bottom leg. It's your option. See how you feel. Keep that knee drawn in. Inhale. In this case, the left arm up towards the ceiling. So I exhale, I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to bring that right hand kind of back, kind of tripoding there, keeping that knee drawn in. That leg that you have drawn in, you'll notice that hip will try to rise up. Try to keep it as best you can towards earth, towards the ground. And then slowly come around in the other direction. Exhale out through the mouth, straighten the legs. So a lot of times our lower back issues could be from a weakened core. So it's always good to try to really work on engaging the core, belly button in towards spine. Let's do a Hugh cat-cow. So you can do this seated as well. In this position with your knees bent, bring your chest through, and then draw your belly button in, chin towards chest. Doing this a few times. And we're gonna do a boat pose, which is a strengthening pose for your core. So you're on your sit bones. You're gonna lift your knees up. Your hands can come below your knees. Now you could stay here, breathing here, keeping that tall spine, belly button in towards spine. You want to start to straighten your legs. Even if it's 2 breaths, even if it's just 1 breath, extend your arms out. Strong core. Beautiful. Bring your knees back in. So we're going to bring ourselves all the way back down onto the ground. And bring the knees in towards the chest again. And rocking side to side. And drop your knees over to one side. And you're going to make your way all the way onto your belly. So bend your knees for a moment in this position. And have your fingers pointed towards the front of the mat like you're making the number 11. Bend your knees. You can let your hands, for a moment, if you want to, bring your hands together, rest your forehead. This is Sphinx pose. This works wonderful for the low back. So now, bring your hands forward like you're making the number 11 and straighten your legs. If your low back is really tight, widen your legs a little bit more. Dropping the pelvic floor, releasing any tightness in the glutes. This really is really great for the low back. Remember to breathe. The longer you stay here, the more you'll feel the release. And then to come out of it, go ahead and stack the hands, bring the forehead down or a cheek to the side, and move side to side with your knees bending, windshield wipering side to side. And press your palms up, bring yourself upright. Another great pose to do for the back, opening the hips, is child's pose. So big toes together, knees out wide, bring your arms forward, let your hips sink down. You can either stack your hands or rest your forehead to the earth. Breathing here. This is a good time to connect with breathing to the back of the body. So imagine that breath is going to the back of the lungs, the kidneys, all the back part of our body. Kind of letting you know you've got your back, you're breathing into your back. And then bringing yourself upright. So that's it I have for you today. Hope that helps with your hamstrings or any back issues, and I thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye. Take care.